that's one thing that you think was very common. And then how were you able to help provide solution? How were you able to identify it, one? How, then of course, then how did you resolve those problems?
One of the things for me is that, eyes that see, like Miles Monroe would say, are common. Eyes that look are common, but eyes that see are rare. And for me, one of the things that has helped me over the years is the fact that I can see. I am not trying to be braggadocious. I'm just stating the obvious. I can see opportunities because I have a trained eye. That's number one. So for instance, like in the baking space, one of the things we realized is that we don't understand sometimes why people do what they do, and we have a lot of assumptions about what people do and why they do what they do. So I'll give an example. There was a time, one of the projects we worked on, we wanted to find out precisely, bread to be precise, what kind of bread are people buying the more? And general opinion, if you ask anybody, they'll say, oh, sliced bread, everybody will come on, sliced bread. So what we did was something we do in Brew Up. It's called discovery-driven research. So we went to different bakeries. We went to bakeries all across the island. We went to Grand Square. We went to Akoka. We went to Alakpere. We went to K2. We went all around. We went to Blenko. We went to Sky Mall. We just sat there just watching what people were doing. And we realized, interestingly, that people were buying more on sliced bread than sliced bread. But if you ask people, they'll say, oh, we're buying sliced bread. We prefer sliced bread. And we started asking, really, why are people acting contrary to what they are saying? And we realized that it was basically because of those things I shared with you earlier, the stimulants. So if you look at it, you can't have a hot sliced bread. You can only have, a cold sliced bread. And because of the emergence of smaller bakeries all around, small bakeries, I can have a shop and just have my oven and just be baking bread. Because of those things, people are gravitating towards buying the unsliced bread more because it's hot. The smell, the sensation that you feel, eating that hot bread is basically just the simple explanation for that decision. Customers don't even know they are doing that. So if you go to maybe a typical bakery now, what you will realize where they have that kind of setting, or shop where they have that kind of setting, what you realize is that people are buying more of those unsliced bread than sliced bread. So the ratio is even about 90 to 10. About 9 on sliced bread, about one sliced bread. It's as massive as that, if not worse than that. So that's one of the very interesting discovery that we made. And, so I'll just share another experience from another client who is not in this space, but I know that a lot of people can learn from this. One was the fact that they had grown to a particular point and they were not growing again, and they were looking for what they can do to grow the business. So one of the things that we did was to support their marketing. And what we did was to create something we called more like a coupon card or like a referral card. So what that would do, or what that did was that we printed these cards that we designed, and then we looked for strategic places that has something to do with the kind of business they do. And we went to those kind of companies and we gave them those cards to say that if anybody buys anything from you or does any business with you, give them this card as a gift from you to say, oh, go and you have a bonus or something with our partner, just go and do something. Go and what's this thing called? Redeem your price from them. So, and what that does is that it gives them some sort of discount over the procedures they would have done with this particular company. So we factored that as money for marketing. That was how we interpreted it in the books, to say that this money is marketing money. So this discount we're giving is basically a cost of customer acquisition. Somebody was asking that question. So, and that was what we did. And eventually what happened was that this started generating sales. People started coming in from that company, from all those companies that were giving people those cards. People started coming in. Another thing that we did at another point in time was about growth as well. When they said growth was not happening. They were not moving forward. They had stalled in terms of growth. So what we did was to go back and say, okay, what's the actual potential of the business? And what are the products or services that have the potential to bring more money? So what we did was to deliberately started creating offers around those products or those services and started selling those ones. And guess what? They doubled their revenue. And this is the third month. They've doubled their revenue every month for 3 months now. Just by just doing that. We didn't do anything special. We just looked at what's special, what can the business realistically do, in terms of revenue. And then we look at what are the offerings that can bring the biggest amount of money. And then we look at those offerings and we started emphasizing them, built offerings around them, and started selling them. And for 3 months now, stretch, they've actually improved their revenue. So those are some of my experiences. There are a lot I could share, but I'll just stop here because of time.
Yes,